badly stuffed Komodo dragon plush toys, and those kids, they want the Komodo dragon! And I'm like, you know, having a souvenir stop at the end of anything is the pinnacle of human cruelty. It's a top. I mean, you can't stop that. Buy our shit, or your kid will be screaming until blood gushes from your ears. And in an amusement park in Hong Kong, every ride, every aquarium, even the panda exhibit had a shop at the end. Like, oh look, pandas are so cute, black and white. Oh look, plush panda, so cute, black and white. I want one! You know,
Your poor mom.
yeah, my poor mom.
Who's gonna bring the money? Who's gonna bring the money from China?
Yeah, that's a good question. But also, I mean, people get animals' names wrong. I mean, really wrong. I mean, one thing is calling in the right chimpa monkey, which is one thing is that. But okay, you have the camels. Okay, 3 camels, 2 humps each, hairy like, you know. And there's this guy with his son. Mira hijo, mira los caballos, mira los caballos. Yeah, sure. Now your son will grow up thinking that a horse is a camel, and vice versa. So, let me think. There's so many funny things to explain. Yeah, you can always come back. Hey, can you say any bad movie titles, and I'll make fun of it. Bad movies, just anything. Come on.
Here's this.
What?
Rush Hour 2.
Rush Hour 2. I haven't seen it. Sorry.
Rush Hour, you know, because, hey man, we're stuck with that movie.
Oh.
I got one for you. I got one. It's called Open Water, okay? And it's from 2004. Basically what happens is this couple gets married. They go on their honeymoon and eventually get eaten up by sharks. So it was a shitty movie. I think you might have to pick it.
Well, that's what I call jumping the shark. You know, there's some really bad, ludicrous movies out there. Like, let's say, there's a movie based on Russian history, an American animated movie called Anastasia. And listen to this. Okay, so Anastasia's dad was killed by communists. That's a real version. In this version, it's Rasputin, who's an evil wizard who goes in an underground cavern with an army of singing bugs and a talking bat. And he kills the king and goes after Anastasia. Oh, and he's voiced by Jim Cummings, who also voiced Winnie the Pooh and Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic cartoons. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh and Dr. Robotnik, that's a big leap.
You destroyed my childhood, congratulations.
Yeah, from, oh, that's good. That's really good indeed, Snivelly. Oh, get a hedgehog to, oh, honey, I love honey. So, yeah, that's, what? Oh, yeah. So, that's it for tonight.
One thing about going to China, apart from when we went to China last year, and apart from the fact that you see, I mean, everybody's Chinese. Now, and how do you talk to these people? It's really hard to flag down a taxi, because they're afraid that they're not going to be able to understand you. Now, the only book that we had, travel guide, was Spanish. And here's what they tell you to say in Chinese. Hello, do you speak Spanish? No, I don't speak English. Now, if the Chinese don't speak English, they're not going to be speaking Spanish. And if all the Spanish travel guides go around the same way saying, excuse me, do you speak Spanish? I mean, that's really like, you sort of think, oh my God, what are they going to do? Chinese is not difficult. You just have to think about a cat. The cats go meow, meow, and they go meow, meow. And so next time you go to a Chinese shop to buy something, if you want a discount, then you go meow, and like a cat, and they're bound to give you something extra. It works.
You know, 5% is the discount, you know. In our countries, you like to go 50%.
Yeah, well, but yeah, the Chinese have become local. You know, they won't give a 50%. Maybe in Egypt they give a 50% discount.
Professor Boyer, I tried to get a soft drink at an Arab restaurant in the United States. He was offering it for $2.50. I told him to get it for €2. It's like I was ordering his daughter's hand. It's like I ordered to marry his daughter. I want to get a 50 cent discount on my drink. Yeah, impossible.
He didn't give it to you? Well, as soon as I got back from China, I started negotiating my Chinese grocery stores. They gave me the discount. I was amazed, but it worked. You know, and so I went, shishi, shishi, and ni hao the next day. Adam's got a few more jokes to tell us, so we may as well.
Thanks, Anne. I only prepared a small set because we were expecting more comedians. Funny you should mention about the Chinese, because my sister married a Chinese billionaire. Ka-ching! Hey, wasn't Ahmed funny? He's the funniest fucking terrorist I've ever fucking heard. He's the funniest fucking terrorist I've ever heard. And I know it's hard getting a drink here. Don't worry, Ahmed's going to be selling cans of Australia outside. You funny motherfucker. Now I like Anne doing the Chinese, and she's doing a good French accent, wasn't she? The good French accent. And you remind me of a joke. So I thought I'd tell a couple of jokes just while we're passing that. Because we're all from different places. I know you're all from all over, yet we're all communicating in English. And it reminded me of, there was a job interview in the UK, and the UK has so many foreigners now trying to apply for a job. And there was a French girl, an Italian man, and an Indian guy, like you, all applying for the job. And there's several jobs available, but the interviewer says, okay, we realise that English is not your first language, so we're going to do a little test. So the interviewer turns to the French girl and says, I'm going to give you 3 colours, pink, yellow and green, and I would like you to use them in a sentence. And the French woman says, okay, I wake up in the morning, I put on my pink lipstick, I get in my yellow car, and when the traffic light goes green, I go through. The interviewer says, well done, you can have a job. The interviewer turns to the Italian man and says, okay, same 3 colours. Pink, yellow, green, use them in a sentence. The Italian guy says, okay, I wake up in the morning, I put on my pink shirt, I make the lasagna, I use the yellow cheese, and I use the green herbs. She says, well, you can have a job as well. The interviewer then turns to the Indian man, just like you, Indian, and says, okay, same 3 colours, pink, yellow, green, use them in a sentence. The Indian says, I wake up in the morning, the telephone go green, green, I pick it up and say, you know. Hey. Does everyone know Frank? Scottish. Scottish, hello, Scotland. I'm not the only Brit. Scotland, Scotland. So it's very common where we're from to tell a joke. A common joke is an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman walk into a bar. And you've heard of them before. Okay, it usually always ends up that the Irishman is the fool of the joke, and it's no different. Don't worry, Frank. I'm not gonna. So one of my favourites is an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman all walk into a bar, and the Englishman sat there, and he's looking all depressed, and the barman says, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" The Englishman says, I don't believe it. I walked into my daughter's bedroom the other day. I found a packet of cigarettes. I didn't even know what she smoked. The Scotsman says, oh, I walked into my wee daughter's bedroom the other day, and I found a bottle of whiskey. I didn't even know she drank. The Irishman says, oh Jesus, I walked into my little girl's bedroom the other day, and I found a packet of condoms. I didn't even know she had a cock. I'm sorry about my bad language. I know I swear a lot. Yeah. Do I swear too much? Am I saying too much fuck and shit and piss? No. I have like comedic Tourette syndrome. Do you know what Tourette syndrome is? You've heard of Tourette syndrome? Fuck shit. I had a friend with Tourette syndrome. Are you over that now? Are you okay? I fucking tickled you. I'm funnier than a fucking terrorist, aren't I? No, I actually have a friend who has Tourette syndrome. He's a very talented man, but he does struggle with having Tourette. He's constantly swearing, and it's hard for him to hold down a job. So one day, he's a very talented musician. He was walking by a restaurant and he's seen an advertisement for a pianist. So he went in and said, look, I'm applying for the pianist position. Fuck, shit, wank, fuck. The waiter said, okay, let me go and get the manager. The manager came back and said, oh, are you the guy that was here about playing the piano? He said, of course I fucking am, you fucking cunt. The manager took a step back and said, right, okay, let me lead you down to the piano and show you what's what. So he sits him down at the piano, he takes the seat, and the manager turns to him and says, do you know any blues music? He says, of course I fucking do, you fucking wank, you fucking cunt. I was like, whoa. However, he gets on the piano and plays the most jazziest blues riff the manager's ever heard in the whole of his life. The manager's like, wow, that was so cool. What's it called? He said, it's called I Like to Masturbate Whilst I'm in the Shower and Spunk on Your Mother's Tits. The manager's still taken back. He's like, whoa. Okay. He said, let me ask you, do you know any love ballads? He's like, of course I fucking do, you fucking wank, you fucking cunt. He gets her back on the piano and plays the most beautiful love ballad the manager's ever heard in all of his life. He's shitting the ticket. He says, that is beautiful. What's it called? He said, it's like I'm called left to masturbate while sat in the washing machine and then dangling my balls in the dryer. The manager says, whoa. He says, look, you're good. You can have the job on two conditions. One, you never speak to any of my customers. And two, you never announce any of your fucking songs. So he takes the job and things go well for a few months. He plays the piano, customers in the restaurant have a good time, he sets a beautiful ambience. Yet one day, this beautiful blonde-haired model walks in. Long blonde hair, big blue eyes, large voluptuous breasts, and she takes the seat directly in front of the piano and she orders the asparagus, and she's picking it up and licking it and chewing on it, and the manager's looking at the piano player's looking at her and he's thinking, oh my god, she's so sexy, and he runs off to the toilet and does sometimes what men like to do. Until the manager bursts in, he's like, where's that pianist gone? So he quickly finishes himself off and gets back to the piano, forgetting to zip himself back up, mind. So he starts playing again until the gorgeous blonde slowly gets up out of her seat, walks over and leans directly down to the pianist and says, excuse me, do you know your cock and balls are hanging out dripping spunk all over your shoes? He said, no it love, I fucking wrote it. Hand back to you.
It reminds me of the, well, a little bit just of the, when I often work with engineers, and you know, I don't know if any of you have any engineers in the family, but they have a reputation for being quite serious and not very funny, you know. So the best way to start working with engineers is to tell them jokes about engineers, and if you go into the internet, there are tons of them. And my favourite one is, one of my favourites is these three engineers, British, French and a German, are trying to decide what's better, to have a wife or a lover. And the French engineer says, oh, this is very obvious, a lover, you know, you have to have a bit of passion in your life. You cannot live without passion. It is better to have a lover. And the British guy says, well, I rather like to have a wife, you know, there's a bit of order in my life, and this sort of thing, you know, it's good, you know, you're reliable, you go home, and that type of thing, and you know, she's all right, she's good, you know, very good. And the German says, well, I like to have both the lover and the wife. And the Finnish, oh my goodness, this doesn't sound very German. And they said, well, tell us more. Yes, of course. Because then, and I like to know, I am an honest person, and I make sure that the wife knows that I have a lover, and the lover knows that I am married. Oh my goodness, this doesn't sound very German, tell me more. And he says, yes, because then, when I do not come home to my wife, she thinks I am with my lover, and when I do not go to my lover, she thinks that I am with my wife, and that way I can go back to the office and do more work. Actually, I change the nationalities depending on what the nationality of the people I teach. So sometimes it's the British guy who has both, and very rarely is it the French guy who has both, but it does happen as well.
Is there no Russian jokes?
You probably have Russian jokes. But the Russians, what is sure about the Russians is when they speak any language, they have like a Y in the middle. And so every more or less time, I have not much practice with the Russian accent. The first word I learned in Russian was "niet," because I was in San Francisco having a picnic and there were some Moldavians and they were trying to give me more and more and more vodka, and that's how I learned the word "niet, niet, 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 niet," because I'd had quite enough in the middle of the day. The next person is going to give us a tiny performance is a person we sort of met when he had first come to Barcelona, and he's got a name that's awfully upper class. He comes from the middle of England, from Shropshire, and his surname is a double-barreled surname. So, you know, when you're in England and you have a double-barreled surname like his, Watson Jones, you know, you're sort of awfully, I mean, you're posh. And what kind of country does he choose to come to live in? One where every single person has a double-barreled surname and they're just shit. You know, I mean, every single Spaniard has a double-barreled surname, so Matthew lost his poshness, well, only part of it. But I'd like you to give Matthew Watson Jones a warm applause.
Thank you, Anna, thank you. Hello. My name is Matthew Watson Jones, and I am an internationally renowned nose flautist. That's right, yes, I play the nose flute, that most classical of instruments. Incredibly talented. Both in England, in Japan, and now in Spain, I've performed this instrument, and this evening I'm going to give you a rendition of Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov's The Flight of the Bumblebee. Now, the reason I got into music was because, into classical music in particular, is because all the musicians get the girls. It's true, I don't know what it is about, it's dexterous fingers, they're good pluckers. I'm not entirely sure how that relates, but I'm sure it's something to do with that. So, musician, I thought, yes, I'm going to become a musician. I decided to learn the nose flute. I invented it myself, the nose flute. I discovered when I was but a teenager that when you hum, the noise doesn't come through your mouth. No, indeed it comes through your nose. So if you sort of go like this, you can make noises out of your nose and vary the noises in order to make musical instruments. So I was about 14 at the time, and I would immediately run to my room and start furiously playing with myself. Practicing all the time. And what was curious to me was that my friends also said that they were playing with themselves. But they were not interested in forming an orchestra. I don't know quite why. I told my parents, you know, I've been in my room, I've been playing with myself. I would like to show you what I've been working on. Suffice to say, they were not interested. In fact, they were outraged. So, see, I've never had any support from my family in my musical endeavours, but I have had some success. In England recently, I performed in front of a midget convention, and I had a standing ovation. I didn't notice, but I was told afterwards that I had a standing ovation. And I also performed at conferences, seemed to be my thing. I performed at an amputees conference, I didn't get any claps, so I was thoroughly disappointed. But enough stalling, enough prevaricating. I shall now perform for you Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov's The Flight of the Bumblebee. There's no need to be alarmed, ladies in the front row. I do not have a cold, so you are safe at this distance. I just have to get ready. Lubrication. I've heard lubrication is, well, anyway. Could someone give me a middle C? No. Oh, never mind. I shall guess. Thank you very much.
Ahmed wants to come up again if we don't have anybody else. Well done, thank you Matthew, that was great. This is a new instrument for men to play with.
I don't know about instrument, but I'll go with that, okay? Okay, so who here's been out for Barcelona nightlife? Of course, I go out with you every day, man. No, besides you. Who here likes going clubbing? You? Oh, of course. Guys, it's really interesting, you know, like the playlist, they always have like a clubs here, you know, in Spain. Like, the playlist, you know, like the songs, it's all about pimps and hoes and the drugs and the sex. Like, you know, where's the British guy? Okay, he left. No, not you, the other one. Yeah, bald guy. Where are you? I don't bite, you can come back, sit down. I do not bite, please. Why you tell him? Why you tell him that I will explode? You blow it. He jinxes everything. Anyway guys, back to the subject. Here in Barcelona, there's something so fucking weird. Like when I'm at a club dancing with a chick, actually she was a British chick, so you might want to sit down for this one. And she's like, you know, you're so sexy. Thanks, what's your name? Katrina, but you're so fucking sexy. Do you want to dance? I'm like, well, what are we doing right now? She's like, I forgot, sorry. I'm dancing with her, she's like, do you want to make out? I'm like, yeah. And we're making out, and you know, it's good romantic setting. And I'm listening to the fucking song, and it's about bitches and hoes. Like, fuck me, man, like, the guy's like, we're getting the bitches, we're getting the hoes. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, get me some Frank Sinatra. You probably know Frank Sinatra, right? Yeah. These guys know only Lil Wayne and little blah blah blah. Everything's so little these days, you know? Yeah, anyway.
Are you referring to yourself?
Wait, what the hell, man? I told you not to enter on me in the bathroom, that he always does it. Anyway, that's it. But, has anybody here dated a black chick? It's okay. I respect everybody here. A man respects everybody. Guys, if you want to come out of the closet, I'm free. I respect everybody. You know, I was dating a black chick while I was in Canada in high school, you know. My friend, Mohammed, my cousin, he's like, you know, we should try something new. I'm watching 50 Cent, man. Whatever you call him. I'm watching him on the television and he's with the black girl. Will you try go for the black girl, you know? Maybe you may succeed, yeah? So I dated this black chick called Latoya in my high school. Classical girl. Don't even try cheating on her, she'll cut off your balls. But I'm talking to her and she's like, hey, so what's your name? Ahmed. Damn, son, you look fine. So you from Egypt? You got money? I don't even know you should ask me about money, you know? Women always love money, right? Women like money, right? Come on, guys. You're not getting laid anyway. Just say women like money. Stop trying to please. Come on, okay, good. And I'm going out with the black chick and she has a brother. And he goes to me, he's like, hey man, you better take care of my sister, alright? I'm gonna cut your balls off, man. I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you right now. I ain't scared. That's right, man. You take care of my sister. You cheat on her? I see you cheating on her? I'm gonna cut your throat off, nigga. I'm like, whoa. Hey, don't hate on me. We were both slaves, man. We're both hated in America, right? You're black, I'm Arabic. And then I start switching the Arabic accent. He's like, hey, you ain't that Arab. Your family got money, right? I heard your dad one of them ambassadors to Egypt. You hooked me up with some money, man. You get me a job. And I'm like, I'm his fucking sponsor now just because I'm going out with his sister? Like, fuck. And then it did happen one day. My girlfriend, black girl, don't tell anybody else, please, come on.
I'm not into black chicks anymore. They make horrible food. I can't do chicken every day. But anyway, I'm sitting down with her and I'm talking to her and she's like, okay, you tell me the truth now, or I'm gonna get rid of you. I'm gonna call my brother. I'm like, no, don't call your brother, don't call your brother, please, anything but your brother. And I see her brother's just like, did anybody call me? I'm like, no, it's okay, it's just something between your sister. He's like, alright, I'm gonna be back here with my Kool-Aid and my chicken. I'm gonna be watching Michael Jordan too, so if you want me, I'm gonna be here. I'm like, okay. And she's like, I saw you with this girl. Who this girl? I'm like, no, it's nothing of your business. And she's like, you're talking to her, it seems you know her. Are you fucking this girl? Are you seeing this girl? Are you pounding any girl besides me? You fucking any girl besides me? You better tell me. I'm gonna say my brother. I'm like, no, it's only talking to my sister. My sister, my ass, bitch. You talking to some other girl, and I know that shit. I'm like, no, she's just my sister. She's like, your sister. Well, why don't we give her a phone call? You know, she called. My sister answered, hello? Who is this? Latoya? Latoya? Yes. You're my brother girlfriend. Okay. He's going out with you. He's fucking you. Okay, I'm gonna tell his parents. Thank you. My parents, I get home priceless. Ahmed, we need to have this talk, son. I'm sitting down with my dad. Son, you know that time comes when you want to make hanky-panky with your special someone, right? She like her, you like, you know, and we don't do dating, son. I heard you're dating the black girl, our neighbor, right? Latoya, or Latishu, whatever you call her. You need to get rid of her now, okay? I depend on you, okay? Now don't disappoint me because I will send you back to Egypt and Amira, I'll engage you to her right away. No, Dad, not Amira, she's 300 pounds. I will have to do it, son, for the family, okay? She's 100 pounds overweight, but you take her to gym and no more kebab and it will be fine. And next day I go up to Latoya, I'm like, listen Latoya, I don't think I can do this anymore. She's like, I knew you were cheating on me, man. I knew you were cheating on me. Like, I'm not enough for you? Am I not good enough for you? I'm not? Alright, man, well, fuck you. Then I see her brother's coming. Brother goes up to me, he's like, man, I'm gonna fuck you up right now. And I'm like, this guy's gonna take out a gun, he's gonna take out a knife. He sends me out this fucking bill with all the shit I gotta pay. He's like, alright, man, here's $6,000. You pay that shit, put that shit in my account, man, alright? I'll be in the VIP because of you, alright? $6,000. I want that shit in my bank account tomorrow. I'm like, okay. He's like, you put that shit on my stab you. Stab me? Huh. It's always like black people were criminals, just like on TV. Just kidding. I'm not done. What the fuck? What, you think I'm finished? I won't let you guys go that easily. Anyway, black girls, we all need to learn something. Black girls are really independent. You know when they say black girls don't need no man? I'm a black girl and I don't need no man? They honestly don't need no man. Like, I know they had problems in Africa with the slavery and stuff, so, you know, they're pretty strong people. Black people in general. I mean, we know this guy that you really called Jock. Who knows Jock here? Yeah, it's because you go clubbing with him, but you know Jock, yeah? Yeah. What a character, this guy. He's like those